the 7 most harmful lies about prosperity. You're about to find out. Hey everybody, Randy Gage here. I want to welcome you to another episode of Prosperity TV. I'm coming to you from my place in San Diego again, and we got a topic that I think is pretty juicy this week. I want to talk about what I see talking to people, coaching, counseling with them on their prosperity and their success. These, I think, are the 7, you call them the biggest lies, but really what I think they are the most harmful beliefs about prosperity. Because these are beliefs about money or success or prosperity that in some way cause you to self-sabotage yourself, not go for things, doubt yourself, lower your self-esteem, your self-confidence, or buy into a story of someone else that prevents you from being the amazing success I know you're supposed to be. So let's go through them. I got 7 of them, so this will be this is a learning show this week, okay? It's a little longer than normal. You want to take some notes. You may want to come back and rewatch this once every month or two, because these are really harmful, insidious beliefs. And we're going to begin with one you already know from last week's show, and this is the lie number 1. It's spiritual to be poor. You know, if you want, and if you didn't see last week's show, go back and watch that. Its title was "Poverty Sucks," right? There is this romanticism about poverty, this romanticism about being poor, and that it's kind of like the whole starving artist meme and all of that. That there is poverty sucks. There's nothing good about it. Yes, it could help you develop character. It can help you. It can be a wake-up call. You can learn from that, but you certainly don't want to live there. Lie number 2, very related to the first one. It's spiritual to suffer. It's spiritual to suffer. Well, again, suffering can help you develop character, might cause you to change your approach on something, might cause you to learn new skills. So it can cause you to modify your behavior, change some things, learn some things, but again, don't live there, all right? Number 3 lie, money is finite. Money is limited. You might have been growing up and had somebody tell you money doesn't grow on trees. Where do you think that money's going to come from? There's a very prevalent belief in the world today that money is finite, that money is limited, that money is hard to get. This is just the craziest thing in the world, because at this very instant, as you're watching this video, there are literally billions and billions and billions of dollars, pounds, pesos, euros, yens, looking for things to invest in, looking for things to be purchased, in other words, if a company like Apple, who's sitting on whatever, there's $80 billion cash or whatever they're doing, what do they do with that? They can't put it in it doesn't serve them to put it in a savings account at 2% annual interest. They need to buy something with that. They need to invest with that. Every person who's got money is the same way. They don't really want the money. They want the things they can get with money. They want to trade that money for something else. And the other thing that I want you to be aware of here is money, like all forms of true prosperity, is infinite. The more you circulate, the more you're going to get back. Hugs, they're not limited. What do you tell someone? Well, can I have a hug? And they say, well, no, I've only got 3 left and the weekend's coming up. The more hugs you give, the more you're going to get back. The more love you give, the more you're going to get back. The same thing with money, it's infinite. Because remember, money or currency is really just a meme created by humans. We use that as a way to trade value, right? Because all prosperity is a value for value exchange. And it's kind of messy if, you have to trade your goats to this guy to get oranges, and then you have to trade part of the oranges to this guy to get hemp to weave your hammock, and money allows us to make these transactions, and it's easy, but it's really just a mean. Money is the way we transfer prosperity, and prosperity is infinite. Number 4, this one's going to alienate some people or threaten some people, but here's the lie. People believe they have a right to an education, a right to a job, a right to a home, things like that. That's absolutely no truth in that at all. You do not have a right to education or a job or a home or any of those good things in life, any of the things that make life better and make us civilized and make us an enlightened society. You have no right to that, because how do you have a right to education? So who's going to force the professors and the teachers to go there? Who's going to force the people to build the schools? Who's going to force them the school bus drivers to show up and drive people every day? Are you going to do that at the point of a gun? Don't they have to get paid too? Don't they have rights as human beings as well? So there's no right to education or health care or any of those good things. Now, here's the thing. In an enlightened society, we don't ever want to leave anybody behind. And I hope you support me in the causes that I support, that give scholarships to kids and provide health care for indigent people. And there are things we can do as enlightened human beings to protect and take care of and help out our other human beings on the planet. But don't ever fall into this belief that it's your right to any of those things, because it's not. If you want them, your first thing is you should be out there trying to create a value for value exchange so you can get it. Number 5, money and material things don't buy happiness, right? Money doesn't buy happiness, right? Here's the thing. It's absolutely true that you can't buy happiness with money and material things. But I would say that money and material things can bring happiness, because happiness is a choice. Happiness is a mindset. And what money and material things do is they allow you the self-expression and the freedom to be happy. When you have to worry about paying the rent, or you're worried about buying groceries for your kids, that's a lot harder to be happy. When you have money and material things, it gives you the self-expression and the freedom to choose to be happy. Number 6, rich people only think about money, or the derivative version of this is rich people think about money all of the time. Again, big myth, no truth to this at all. I got to tell you, when I was broke, that's all I thought about was money. When I was poor, that was the number one thought of my waking moment, from when I got up to when I went to bed, was how to get more money. How do I pay the light bill? How do I pay the rent? What am I going to do if I see the landlord and I'm already 2 weeks overdue for the rent? And you thought about money. And now that I'm wealthy, I almost never think about money. And that's a myth. So don't buy into that program, because it really doesn't serve you, because it's a negative belief about money. It's a negative belief about rich people. And with this negative connotation, remember, money, wealth, success, everything, all of us people at our ultimate level, we're energy vibrations. And we know energy can be attracted, energy can be repelled. Number 7, most harmful lie about prosperity. I'm not worthy. Biggest one, if you got this belief that you're not worthy, and it comes from a lot of different ways. You might have been raised in an abusive environment. You may have parents and caregivers who told you you're bad, or you don't deserve stuff, or you can't meet the standard. You may have religious programming that told you you were born a sorry sinner, or you're not going to reach enlightenment until you're on your 112th reincarnation and you're only on number 76 right now, or there's a lot of, as you know, we've talked in other shows about the data sphere, governments and organized religion, how many bad, nefarious, insidious memes they're circulating on that cause lack and limitation. And the end result of that is worthiness issues. I want you to know you are worthy. Anyone or anything that tells you you're not worthy, that you don't deserve health and happiness and prosperity is lying to you. They're harmful to you, and you need to get away from them as quick as possible. And you need to get back here to YouTube and check out Prosperity TV and watch another show and just remind yourself that you are worthy. And because this one is so important, that's what I'm gonna go into depth more on that on the next show. So in the meantime, if you would, share your comments below. And for you guys watching this on Facebook, please share it to the people in your stream. If you're on YouTube, of course, hit the like button, the share buttons, and tell people about Prosperity TV. And if you're listening to this, thanks for being with us on iTunes. We make it into the podcast every week. So until next time, peace. I love you guys, and live rich. And remember, just as I told you, next week we're going to go a little deeper and we're going to talk about how to blow up worthiness issues. So I'll see you next Monday.